Okay, so the main thing is that how do you develop your confidence in the very beginning? And let me tell you, each of you is already a good presenter or speaker if you know the language and you can talk to your friends. These are the two things: mechanical capability, that you know the language, you know the English language or whatever language you are presenting, and you can speak to other people properly. And I'm sure every one of you has the capability to speak very well with your friends, which means that whether you have experience, whether you have done any presentation or not, you are naturally a good speaker. The only issue is that you may not have the confidence, and some people may have less confidence and some people may have more confidence. But as far as the technical capability is concerned, you already have that. Of course, you have to fine tune it. You need to learn a few techniques, but the main learning point here is you need to develop your confidence for speaking and presenting. So how do you do that? The first thing is that any subject you are going to present or you're going to speak, ensure that you have developed a knowledge more than the average person in the audience. Not everyone, because some people might have deep knowledge, but on the average, you have more knowledge of the subject matter than the average member of the audience. And that would give you a lot of confidence already, that you know the subject. You can answer any question. That's very fundamental. Number two, never try to memorize things for a presentation. You need to go a little deeper into the subject matter and try to clarify your points in your mind. Try to argue it. Try to go through the objections you may have on your contents and clarify those points from an explanation point of view. Again, you need to talk naturally. Of course, you can improve your speaking style later on, but if you are at the beginning phase of developing skills for presenting, then you need to go natural. And as I said, that if you could talk to your friends, probably you could make a presentation or speaking. But you need to be confident about subject matter and clarify. Now, of course, you could maintain an outline, absolutely. And it is also okay to look at the outline, look at the short notes during your presentation. It's okay. But never try to memorize, because memorize may impact on your confidence level. Rehearsal is very, very important. Speaking is an art, not a science. And anything which is an art, like playing music instrument, swimming, skating, these all things require serious practice. So only practice makes you perfect. And one guideline, very important, is that whenever you have a presentation or any speaking, formal or informal, try to stop preparing 2 hours before the presentation, 2 hours before. And there is a science behind this technique or this thing. I'll explain to you. So you might have learned this 4 level of learning or 4 level of consciousness. So you see 4 boxes on your screen. And these 4 boxes are against 2 axes: conscious, unconscious, and competence, incompetence, right? So the first level is that unconscious incompetence. This is the box which applies to babies mainly, because babies are unconscious. They don't know what they don't know, and they are incompetent. So you start your life in this phase, not aware of a skill or what you lack. But you soon develop consciousness. As soon as you start to go elementary school, you develop consciousness. You move to the box 2, that you need to learn something. And then as you move in your life, going college, university, starting your career, you move to box 3, where you are actively learning a skill, and you know that you're learning a skill in college, university, starting your career. Box 4 is the ultimate, where you reach to a level of competency unconsciously, that you are doing something and you even don't notice. Now, learning driving is probably the best example of this 4 boxes of learning. That you, in box 1, when you are a young child, you even don't know what driving is. But as you start growing, you develop some sense that there is car driving, and you need to learn when you reach to a certain age. And as soon as you reach 17, 18, you start learning, and you learn very quickly, but then you are very consciously driving. So you learn the skill, but you are conscious. And soon, in a couple of months, you reach to a level of competency for driving, where you're driving and you're talking and you're chatting and maybe you are texting, which you should not. So that is a cycle, and this cycle goes through for goes for swimming, for bicycling, playing musical instruments, any art you can think of goes through the same cycle. Now let's relate it back to speaking. As I said, speaking is also an art, and you would go through the same cycle. Probably you are already in box 2 or box 3, that maybe you have never done any speaking or presenting, but you want to, or maybe you're already doing it, you want to improve it. If you are thinking consciously about your, let's say you are in box 3 and you are consciously thinking about your presenting until the last moment, your brain is very conscious. And you can deliver the performance, but you cannot deliver the best performance. Best performance is always delivered unconsciously. Think of the musicians, the top musicians who play these, who do the performances. They are not thinking when they are playing their instrument. They are not thinking about it, right? That's an unconscious competence. Figure skaters, Olympians, they all do performances at their peak level when they are not consciously thinking about it. It comes itself. Similarly, you must have noticed the top public speakers, they don't think much about speaking. They stand up and they start speaking naturally. That is what you need to do, that prepare yourself, even if you're in box 3. But before you start to really make your conscious mind a little bit passive, you stop learning 2 hours before, and then let the presentation come naturally from your subconscious mind. Okay, so a little bit on the conscious subconscious mind, because this is a very important concept, not only for speaking, but for any other skill you want to learn in your life, very relevant. So we all know that we have 2 parts of our mind or brain, conscious and subconscious, right? Now, conscious mind, we are very conscious always. We always think we are the conscious mind. We are the logical mind. We think about our consciously about things around us. We make decision, and we make a lot of activities every day, right? That's the conscious part of our mind, but this is only 10%. When we go to sleep, the conscious mind go to sleep as well. Subconscious mind is lot more powerful, lot more capability, lot more capacity, and it never sleeps. So when you are sleeping and you go through dreams or nightmares, that's your subconscious mind. It has much long-term memory, it has emotions, it has deeply established long-rooted habits, and it is also innovation. It is also the intuition, the 6th sense, 7th sense people talk about, that all comes from subconscious. So in the learning process of anything you are learning, the best technique is that you learn in your conscious mind, but then you want to shift your learning into your subconscious mind. This is what Olympians do. When Olympians are preparing for Olympics, they're not learning their skills. They're already masters in it. They are learning brain techniques, how to really shift those skills into their subconscious. So when the moment comes, they are not tense, they are not in pressure, but they are performing naturally. And the same science applies to the art of making presentations. So just a idea to keep in your mind. Making presentation or speaking is a learnable skills. Now, some of the pictures you are seeing, these have been the great speakers during their times. But if you study their biography, they really struggled. They were so shy that they even couldn't speak in front of a group of people. But they learned it and they became masters. So if you understand the little bit brain functionality, how does it work, you can always develop it. And there is a concept among the brain experts called neuroplasticity. Neuroplasticity is related to the discovery, it's not very old, that brain is the only organ of our body which does not age. All organ of the body age over a period of time. Brain does not age. It actually gets better. It's like use it or lose it. The more you use your brain, the better it gets. But the very important thing about the neuroplasticity is that the way you develop new habits. So why it is very challenging the first time you want to do something, right? First time you want to go gym, the first time you want to do a different habit, very difficult, challenging, because our brain is not really structured to do that. But if you consistently do that again and again, the same habit, if you keep doing it, soon you would realize it's not that challenging or difficult. Why is it so? Because in our brain structure, there are neural pathways. As we do something new over and over again and again, our neural pathways in the brain started to change. And it takes 30 to 40 days. In 30 to 40 days, if you are doing something regularly, consistently, you develop a new habit because your brain has reformed, its neural pathways have been reformed, and now it's easier for you, right? So with this functionality or ability of your brain, you can learn anything. You have to have the discipline and the passion and the commitment to do those things for 30, 40 days. And brain would align very quickly with you.